Ask you this then. Are you at a point where you won't take on any more clients for like
No.
this? So there's like still room to grow.
Yeah, we actually, we've got some big plans this year. We are in the works to add a separate facility on our property that's going to increase our fulfillment warehouse. It's basically going to be solely for fulfillment.
Wow.
And like right now, we're working out of a fulfillment warehouse that is about 2,500 square feet. This new building will be over 4,000 square feet, something like 4,300 square feet. So that'll be really nice once that's done. Cause that is something that we are like facing constantly is just space. People say fulfillment doesn't scale, and it's because you need space, right? Like you get bigger and you run out of space. So that's been a huge challenge. And that's one of the things that prompted us to get so specific in the way that we overhauled our warehouse, because we have all these like space considerations and it's like problem solving this. How are we going to fit all this merchandise in here? What's the most efficient way? And also thinking about picking and packing, like how can we make this so that it's organized, but also that we can maximize the space that we do have. But yeah, we're adding all this space, so hopefully we can take on some more clients.
Is there any things you would have done earlier that now you know, right? Just from all these lessons and learnings, and then you'd be like, oh man, I wish we'd have done this a year ago.
Yeah, charge more. I think that this year we've gotten really good about figuring out what our costs are. That's one thing that was really kind of difficult to know. We went through doing like all kinds of time studies and figuring out like what is our revenue for like just fulfillment, and what do our expenses look like? Are we making profit? And then figuring out how to kind of streamline that so that we have a system that is beneficial to our client and like incentivizes them to want to work with us, but also we're getting what we need out of it. I think that kind of like figuring out what the terms should be, because before we would kind of work with clients and everybody's got like a slightly different term, like a slightly different it's not a contract, but essentially like the terms of the service. And it didn't really make sense. Like we need to just streamline it. And that's another thing, is just kind of streamlining the way that we do everything. Because we got in this habit in the past before I came in, of doing everything slightly differently for different clients. And then you just run into, it's just not sustainable, and it's really hard to scale when you don't have your processes and all of that like basically nailed down and doing it the same way for everybody.
Because you say yes to everything when it's new. You're like, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah,
I think that's essentially like how it was, right? Like saying yes to stuff and then customizing it however somebody else wants to do it. But it's like, that might not be the best way for that to happen, and maybe we can find a better way and we can streamline it and find something that works really well